Good morning, students. Welcome back to today's session number 15. In the last class, we have discussed about the measurement of elasticity of supply. As I have told you, there are two types of measurement of elasticity of supply. The first method that we have discussed is percentage method. And under percentage method, we have solved some numerical questions, and we have also studied in two ways, that directly as well as indirectly. That means under percentage method we have two formulae. One is percentage change in quantity supplied upon percentage change in prices, and another formula is price elasticity of supply is equal to delta Q upon delta P into P upon Q. These are the two ways that we have studied in the last classes, and I have given you some of the homeworks from the textbook, the unsolved numericals, and I think you have solved in the fair copy properly and you have got all the answers correctly. Now let us discuss the second method of measuring elasticity of supply, that is point method or geometric method. Point method or geometric method. You can note it down. The second method of measurement of elasticity of supply is geometric method. It is also known as point method. What is meant by geometric method, and in what way we can calculate the price elasticity of supply, we are going to discuss. With this topic, we will complete the chapter of supply, and immediately after this particular topic, we will move to the new chapter, which is in relation to chapter demand as well as supply. So let us see the first one, the second method of measurement of elasticity of supply, that is geometric method or point method. Geometric method is used to measure the elasticity of supply at a point on the supply curve. Here we need to make a particular point on the supply curve. Supply curve is positively sloped, and while calculating the price elasticity of supply, we are asked to make a particular point, and that point is named. Then thereafter we need to calculate the elasticities, whether it is unitary elastic or greater than 1 or less than 1. We need to calculate it. Therefore, geometric method is the method which is used to measure the price elasticity of supply by a particular point on the supply curve. This method of measuring supply, elasticity of supply, can be explained with the help of two ways, two different supply curves. One supply curve, the first one is that we will study linear supply curve, and another one is non-linear supply curve. This method, the point method, is explained with the help of two diagrammatic presentation under two various supply curves. One is that linear supply curve, and another one is non-linear supply curve. So the first geometric method of elasticity of supply is measured with the help of two ways, and the first one is, we will say that first one is linear supply curve. So you can write linear supply curve, and another one is non-linear supply curve. Non-linear supply curve. What is linear and what is non-linear? Linear is a straight line supply curve. We use a straight line supply curve just to denote the function, the relationship between quantity supplied of a commodity and its prices. So we use a straight line supply curve. And another, in the non-linear supply curve, it is not a straight line. It is not a straight line, and using that curve supply curve, we calculate the price elasticity of supply by point method. So let us draw three different types of diagrams that shows or that calculates the price elasticity of supply by linear and non-linear supply curve. In linear cases, we will see three types of values. Three types of values we can calculate under linear supply curve, and all these three types of values are equals to 1, less than 1 and greater than 1. These are the different degrees of price elasticities we have discussed in the previous classes, or we have been discussing those measurement as well as the degrees of elasticity of supply. And today we will see by geometric method we will calculate the different values. So let me draw two diagrams here. From the diagram we can calculate this. Okay, suppose we want to measure the price elasticity of supply at a particular point which is denoted on a straight line supply curve. Okay, with that particular point we calculate the price elasticity. Let us see how can we calculate the price elasticity of supply under linear supply curve or straight line supply curve by point method. So let us draw the diagram. So first of all, let me draw a small diagram, that is OX and OY axis, and there is a supply curve. I am drawing a supply curve. This is a supply curve, positively sloping supply curve. Okay, SS is the supply curve, and as I told you that geometric method is the method which is used to measure the elasticity of supply at a point on the supply curve. This is a linear supply curve, a straight line supply curve, positive sloping straight line, and I am just making one point on the supply curve. This is the point. Suppose this point is K. I am giving a name of this particular point, K. And from this K, I just draw a vertical line towards x-axis as well as a line towards y-axis, which is price as well as quantity. Now you are asked to calculate the price elasticity of supply by point K. Point K. A particular point on a supply curve is measured with the help of a point method by linear supply curve. So what is the value? What is the price elasticity of this supply curve or this point K? Let us calculate the value. So in order to calculate the value, here you can make a new formula. Normally we know to calculate the value of elasticity of supply, we have two formulae, and that we know that percentage changes in the degree and responsiveness of percentage change in quantity supplied upon percentage change in prices. You can use easily those formula, but under this method we have to create one formula here. Just for making it easy to calculate the elasticity of supply, you need to make a simple formula. What will be the formula? Let us write like this. The point K is a particular point we are going to measure the elasticity, and that we can write a formula that new line segment on x-intercept. I am writing new line segment on x-intercept, new line segment on x-intercept upon old line segment on x, old line segment on x. Just a formula to calculate the elasticity of supply by point method. You keep this one in mind. Okay, do not it in your fair copy improperly. New line segment on x-intercept. We have a supply curve here. This is the supply curve, linear supply curve already given, and K is the point we need to calculate Now I am making a new line segment on x-intercept. What is new line segment? I need to extend this supply curve towards the x-axis. So I am extending, and it touches at a particular point on x here. So I am giving a mark. I am giving a mark here A, and for understanding this particular part I am giving another letter B. So A, B, K. So on this the particular point on supply curve is K. A new line segment, I have made a new extension of this supply curve up to the x. Then I put the point there A. Now we can calculate that the value is, what is the value? Here it is asked to calculate the price elasticity of supply by point K. And at point K, what level of quantity can be supplied at what prices? Very simple. At point K, OB level of quantity supplied, and by OP prices, right? Now new line segment means we need to write here, new line segment is A, so we will write AB. So we will write AB upon old line segment. What is old line segment? OB. New line segment is AB. New line, I extended the line and joined on X. From there I made a point and marked AB. So that is my new line segment AB. And my old line segment is already there. What is old line segment? OB. So I have written OB. Therefore, we can calculate the value. What is the ratio of this? The ratio means that the horizontal ratio of this is AB is smaller than OA. AB is smaller. The ratio of quantity supplied, AB, this gap is smaller than OB. Therefore, the value is less than 1. Therefore, we can say the elasticity, the price elasticity of supply, is equal to, okay, is equal to less than 1. Price elasticity of supply is less than 1. Why? New line segment on x-intercept. Is AB upon OB. Old line segment OB. AB is smaller. Than OB. Therefore, the ratio changes in quantity supplied is less than OB, and therefore the value is less than 1. Are you getting me? Yes. Okay. So this is the one method, or this is the one way that we calculate the value of a linear supply curve at a particular point. If the line segment touches this x, we can make it that less than 1, right? In all cases. And another cases, let me draw the diagram. Okay. Alright, is that clear? Just draw it and let me draw here itself. I think you have completed. Now, let me cut this diagram and let me draw another diagram by calculating price elasticity of supply. You can also draw it. Draw along with me very carefully. Don't waste time. Very accurately you need to draw the diagram. Okay, I am just drawing two supply curves. What are the supply curve? Linear supply curve, straight line supply curve. So this is one of the straight line supply curve I have drawn. So this is one supply curve, and one more supply curve I am drawing that. This is another supply curve, positively sloping of supply curve. Now from these two linear supply curve, I need to calculate the price elasticity of supply at a point K. For both, I am making one particular point on the supply curve, and that point is I make point K. This is the point K, and from there, as I told you that I am just drawing the two vertical lines towards x-axis. So I am giving here B and also price for here. Now you are asked to calculate the price elasticity of supply. One of the elasticities or the price elasticity we have calculated is less than 1 in a previous diagram. Now here we calculate two other values. The other values are equals to 1 and greater than 1. So what is equals to 1? What is the procedure to calculate the price elasticity of supply by geometric method? You will get a supply curve like this, a linear supply curve. Supply curve can be linear, straight line can be this way. And your first step is that you need to extend the supply curve towards the x-axis to make a new line segment on x-intercept. On x-intercept, you need to make a new line segment. Just you can I'm drawing for here, it is space is less, so I'm just making a little more vertical supply curve to get it. Nothing changes. Okay. X-intercept. So come to the point. Now the first one I am making is S1. This is S, and S supply curve I am making and extending or taking a new line segment towards SX. Touch. It touches at point origin. So I think you have very clear now that you have got the value. Got it? What is the value? If a straight line supply curve touches or crosses through the origin point, we have studied the price elasticity of supply is good, equals to 1. So the value is here, we can say it is equals to 1. Equals to 1 means according to this formula, what will happen here? New line segment on x-intercept is OB. So we will write OB upon new line segment, OB upon old line, OB upon OB. There is no change at all. Okay, here in place OB, you have got confusion. Right, let me write here O and A. So this point I have given A as well as point origin. So there is no confusion, you can write that AB or new line segment is AB. So it is very clear now. AB is the new line segment. What is the old line segment? OB. So we will write OB. So AB new line segment, OB old line segment, which is equals to 1. So the price elasticity of supply is equals to 1. Any line, any linear supply curve passing through, the slope does not matter. The slope never changes the value, which is equals to 1. I have taught you. Okay, so therefore we have extended it and we got a value. Clear? Now what is next? The similar way we need to make the next line. Make an extension. So I am extending this S1 curve and it crosses it up to the x-intercept. It touches and cuts the y, then goes and reaches here. Its point is coming here at opposite side of x-axis, and I have given there also a point A. Linear supply curve. Extend the line towards x-axis. So x-axis, y crosses and reaches x. Now you can find it, new line segment on x-intercept. So we will write, what is the new line segment? New line segment is AB. So we will write AB upon old line segment. What is old line? Old is OB. Old line is OB. Very good. Then we will get to the value is equals to greater than 1. Greater than 1. Clear? So price elasticity of supply in that cases is greater than 1. So guys, okay, I repeat here. Calculating elasticity of supply by geometric method, we can make any point on linear supply curve, any point anywhere on the supply curve. From that we need to make a new line segment. Just expand the linear supply curve towards x-axis till it touches the intercept the x. Then we make a point like, and we make this. We remember this formula and use it. New line segment upon x-intercept upon old line segment on x-intercept. So what is happening here? AB quantity supplied is much greater than OB. In relation with the price, elasticity shows greater than 1. And in these cases, AB is equals to OB. AB quantity supplied changes equals to OB earlier, and therefore it is equals to 1. And the first cases we have seen in another way. So all these three different values are calculated under point method by using linear supply curve. By using linear supply curve. Linear supply curve means straight line supply curve. Keep in mind that straight line supply curve. In order to calculate the price elasticity of supply in another way, we need to make this straight line supply curve into not straight, non-linear. It means in a curve in shape. And by that way, how can we calculate? We will draw here. So you can just note it down. Yes, my dear friends, I think you have completed. Now we will see one more thing, calculation of elasticity by non-linear supply curve. Very simple it is. Before that, let me rub it. Non-linear supply curve, I am just drawing a diagram. You can also draw it. Non-linear supply curve. Supply curve is not straight line, it is curve in nature. So you write like this. S, positive sloping supply curve. OY, OX. Quantity supplied and price. Now you need to calculate the price elasticity of supply by this point K. I have given a point K. So this is the point K on supply curve. On which supply curve? On non-linear supply curve. On non-linear supply curve. On non-linear supply curve, point K, you need to calculate the price elasticity of supply. Now, what is the step how to calculate in these cases? In these cases, the first step is we need to make a tangent line. A tangent if the tangent is drawn through the point at any point which is on the supply curve. Now the point is here and point K. Now I am going to make one tangency line, and if that line touches, that must touch a tangent with this point, and I make a particular segment. So I am drawing this is as a tangent point, a line. So touches tangent and then it leads to line, then I extend it to the x. And so here we can say this is a particular tangent with this tangency line. So we can write that B is a point and this is the new particular point A. So we will make this, what is the value? Here we can say make a tangency line. The first steps to calculate elasticity of supply on non-linear, you need to make a tangency line. Tangency line is, you can give a name TT. TT is the tangency line, and that line extended towards x. Then we have given a particular point on x, A. So here in these cases we can easily find out that the value is equals to 1, because this tangency point that shows it's the center of the supply curve. Therefore this will be equals to 1. Unitary in cases, you keep in mind that if the tangent passes through the origin, elasticity of supply at that point of tangency is equals to unity. Okay, so if the tangent indicates the y-axis, elasticity supply is more than unity, and if the tangent is touches on x-axis, it is less than. So in these cases, the elasticity supply is less than 1. So 1 is less than 1, and elastic supply is equal to greater than 1, and elastic supply is equals to 1. What are the way? If the tangency line touches on x-axis, it is less than 1. So if tangency line you can note it down, tangency line touches x-axis, it will be less than 1. If the tangency line touches on y-axis, it is greater than, less than 1 and greater than 1. If the tangency line touches the origin, from origin, if you make the tangency line origin, that is equals to 1. This is the method of calculating the price elasticity of supply by geometric method, by using non-linear supply curve. I think you are clear. 3 different degrees of price elasticity of supply is equal to 1, greater than 1, less than 1. In non-linear supply curve, the tangency line touches the x-axis is less than 1. If it touches is x0, then it is equals to 1, and if it touches on y-axis, it is more than 1. Clear? So you can just draw it, and this 3 point you note it down under this diagram. If a particular tangency line touches the x-axis, the value will be less than 1. If it touches the origin, equals to 1. If the tangency line touches the y-axis, then that is greater than 1. These 3 points you have to note in your fair copy under this diagram. Then only you come to know what way we can calculate. It can be asked in a diagrammatic way, or it's giving a particular point on a non-linear curve. Okay, so just make it noted this, and this is the end of this chapter. Now we move to the next chapter immediately after 2 minutes, so you can note it down. By that time we will move to the next. Just note it. Okay, so I'm going to rub this. Thereafter we will start a new chapter, that is chapter 6, market mechanism. Just be ready. Yes, my dear students, now we will start a new chapter. Now the supply as well as the demand. We have completed the law of demand, determinants, demand function, changes and shifts. We have completed supply, law of supply, supply function, determinants and elasticities. As well as we have studied the measurement of supply as well as the measurement of elasticity of demand. Now we will see a new chapter where this demand and market take place or working together. Okay, demand and supply. Okay, if somebody asks what is more important in it, which one has got more priority to the next, either demand or supply. Let us discuss what is more or which one is more important, the most one, okay, or whether these two market forces are equal in cases of determination of prices. So the chapter name is market mechanism. Market mechanism. You can write that. Now we will discuss what? We have already discussed about demand of a goods in a market and supply of products in a market. In these two situations we have studied what is demand, who is supposed to be to make it demand, or who supply the commodity, and what is supply. And why do we face demand in the market? We have studied, I told you, all economics goods have demand. All economic goods have demand. Due to its demands, this economics good have price. Otherwise, no problem. Free goods everywhere. There is no matter to give the price on those commodities freely available. Such situations occur in the market. But generally in our economy, in our market, different types of markets we have. In our economy, in a competitive market, where there is a particular place where large number of consumers and producers, where some other factors like a particular price of the commodity, okay, many bargaining take places, okay, auctions take places, lot of activities take places in that particular area. Just so generally we named that area as a market. So in the market, demand, who determines the price of the commodity, or in the market, demand and supply curves properly explained about different quantities of a good that are demanded by the consumers, as well as different quantities of commodities that those are ready produced and offered for sale by the suppliers in a market. These two types of points we have discussed very clearly through the previous chapters, demand and supply. Now if somebody asks who determines the price of the commodity, it is not any firm. A single firm has no any right to determine the price of the commodity. Then who determines the price of the commodity, and why do the economic goods have prices? Economic goods have prices because those goods are highly demanded. So if there is a demand in any particular product, immediately we could say it must have a prices. Then who is the determiner of the price of that commodity? Is that you, or being a producer, is that what I decide? Okay, I am the producer, so I decide the prices. No. Then who has the real role there? Who were the real motive factors that determine the prices? These are the market forces, demand and supply. So who determines the prices? The price of a commodity is determined by the market forces, demand and supply. The market forces, demand and supply interact to determine the market price of those commodities in a particular market. Who is ready to supply and who is ready to purchase? Consumers and producers. Okay, when they demand certain commodity at different prices, then suppliers are ready to offer for sale those goods. So when these concepts, these basic concepts of demand and supply are determining the price, we must know it is not a single firm or it is not any of an individual or not myself or yourself is determining the price of a commodity. Then these are the market forces, demand and supply. A simple question: who determine the price of a commodity? Demand and supply. With the help of demand and supply, the goods are highly demanded, therefore those goods have price. And they are scarce in nature. Why do they demand? Why do we demand one particular commodity? Those goods are scarce in nature. If I do not demand that particular commodity, the next day I won't get it. Because many people demand those commodity and they have purchased. So that I also have a demand on that commodity because of its scarce in nature, scarcity, lack of availability, not sufficient quantity produced according to the demand of the consumers. So there we will study a particular term. What is meant by equilibrium and disequilibrium in the market. So we can first note it down. What is meant by equilibrium? What is meant by equilibrium? What is meant by equilibrium? In a context of price determination, equilibrium refers. It is a situation in which quantity demanded of a commodity equals to the quantity supplied. So what is equilibrium? Equal in nature. Quantity demanded of a commodity is equals to quantity supplied of that commodity. So here the demand of a particular product is, suppose the product of rice, the product of mobile phones, the demand for mineral water, whatever it is. Whatever the demand, 10 number is demand. If 10 number of water bottles are demanded, then what about the supply? The suppliers are supplied 10 number of water bottles. So demand is 10, supply is 10. Demand, the quantity demanded of a commodity by the consumers is equals to quantity supplied of the producer. Then that situation is known as equilibrium. Then we can say it is an equilibrium. So when a quantity demand is equilibrium. So what is equilibrium? Quantity demanded is equal to quantity supply is equilibrium. Then what about disequilibrium? Disequilibrium. What is disequilibrium? Very simple. When the quantity demanded of a commodity is not equals to the quantity supplied. When quantity demanded of a commodity is not equals to quantity supplied. So we can write quantity demanded of a commodity is not equals to quantity supplied is called disequilibrium. So in a market there is a chance of getting two types of conditions. One is equilibrium condition and disequilibrium condition. Sometimes in the market demand may be more. Sometimes in the market supply will be more. So there can be a chance of bringing or chance of occurring disequilibrium as well as equilibrium in the market. Why? What are the reasons? Why do we see a disequilibrium in the market? Now you see where our economic changes. Okay, our economy, our defense the minister, the coming days, the previous days. Okay, they have been explaining the proper changes of our economy with a lot of new rules. In that cases, more public sectors, enterprises are going to be privatized. Okay, people are highly, the necessities are highly demanded now. The supply of such necessities are not equals. So there is a chance of disequilibrium. Our economy is going to be a great depression stage. Our GDP growth is day by day reducing. Due to this widespread pandemic diseases, okay, that we know. So how does this all these things are going to affect us? We are the public, okay, are treated as a victims to that, and we are going to suffer a lot of, not only all the middle class, middle income group as well as the lower income groups, they are going to face a lot of issues and problems in their life. Demand and supply of those commodities cannot be possible to equal. Always there is a chance of making disequilibrium. Disequilibrium can cause it can affect the variation in the prices. Sometimes prices may increase due to the high demand of the necessities. So when price increases, people are not able to bear the increased price or purchase that commodity by high prices. So there can be a problem created. So all this are interrelated each other. So in a market we could see an equilibrium situation as well as a disequilibrium situation. Now as I have told you that, who determines the prices? The price is determined by market forces, demand and supply. Now what is mean by equilibrium price? The right another terms. Equilibrium price. What is mean by equilibrium price? What is equilibrium price? Price is determined by market forces, demand and supply. Equilibrium price, the price at which the quantity demanded of a commodity equals to the quantity supply. The price at which, equilibrium price is the price at which, you can write, the price at which quantity demanded is equals to quantity supplied. The price at which, at a particular price, what is the particular price? Suppose the particular price that exists in the market of a commodity is rupees 10. The price at which price? By 10 prices, if a quantity demanded is equals to, quantity demanded is 100 units and quantity supplied will be also 100. Look, the price at which, this is the existing price of a commodity in the market. When by these prices the consumers and the producers are ready to demand as well as sale, offer for sale, then there can be an equilibrium situation, and that price with the help of demand and supply, what is determined? The price determined. So that is equilibrium price. So what is equilibrium price? The price at which quantity demanded is equals to quantity supply. Now in that cases, the demand side, if you think what is demand? The capacity to get a particular thing. So demand side, always demand for a good is generated by buyers. Demand for a good is generated by buyers. By demand a commodity. Why do they demand a commodity? Because those commodity possesses utility. Those commodity have utility. That is the reason we demand it. Which in other case we can say those commodities have the power to satisfy human want. Our aim is to maximize the satisfaction. Being we are rational in nature, we purchase more and more commodity and increase our utility, our satisfaction. So the demand for a good is generally generated by buyers. Is that clear? In the case of the consumer would like to pay. What is your behavior? Being you are a good consumer of purchasing one commodity from a shop. You entered one shop and in a normal behavior of the consumer is always want to purchase more of commodity by its lowest prices to maximize his or her utility. So consumer would like to pay as low price as possible. Low price. In the supply side, if you discuss, goods are supplied. Who is the supplier? Goods are supplied by the producers or sellers. What is their aim? Sellers aim at maximizing the profit. How could they maximize the profit? Sellers can maximize the profit. We have studied so many determinants, either by different approaches. How could they exhibit those commodities in the markets before public? By advertisements, by hoardings, or door-to-door representatives, sales representatives. They have to increase the sale of the commodity in order to maximize the profit. So being a good producer always wants to maximize the profit. For maximizing the profit, he or she has to accept different approaches. How can they take those commodities towards the customer? So they have to minimize the cost of production and maximize the profit. So this is in the case of supply side. So demand side and supply sides are different two concepts. We know that equilibrium price is also such a situation where the price at which quantity demand is equals to quantity supply. In that two cases also we will study similar to the equilibrium price. Equilibrium quantity and equilibrium point. So the other one is equilibrium quantity. Very simple. What is equilibrium quantity? What is equilibrium price? The price at which. So what is we need to change? In place of the price at which we need to write the quantity at which. The quantity at which. At which equals to quantity demanded and quantity supplied. The quantity at which, that's all. The same definition. Here equilibrium quantity, here equilibrium price. Now as I told you one more, equilibrium point. Equilibrium point. What is equilibrium point? Only this must change. What? The point at which. Very simple. The point at which. The point at which. Look, we have studied a market mechanism. What is meant by equilibrium? What is disequilibrium? What is meant by equilibrium price? Equilibrium quantity? Equilibrium point. What determines the price of a commodity? It is not any firm, then it is the industry. In industry there are number of firms, and with the help of market forces, demand and supply, price of a commodity is determined. The existing price, at what price a consumer purchases one commodity, is the price determined by demand and supply, and that is the only one price which is acceptable in the market, which exists in the prices. If the price of a shirt is 500 rupees, which means that is the equilibrium price of that shirt, that is the acceptable price of that shirt by producers and buyers. So this many points we have discussed in this chapter, and the next classes we will be continuing with the same chapter, equilibrium price and quantity in a competitive market. How do we determine the price with the help of a diagram and with the help of a imaginary schedule of demand and supply. So that part we will discuss by next class. So today up to here you need to discuss, you need to study, you need to revise and try to understand the concepts very clear. Okay then, bye.